Thank you, everyone. So I just want to give a quick thank you to MaGIC. We've worked with them before at Human Inc., and I really wanted to get them a big round of applause for putting this on for everyone, yeah? Yeah. Also in the back of the room is one of our colleagues, Chris Erickson. Raise your hand, Chris. He's our CEO at Human Inc. Thank you. So this is design thinking for non-designers. What is that, right? We're going to get into it, so don't worry. So I'm Jerome Axle Brown, design lead at Human Inc. And made in the United States, born and raised. Studied medicine at Johns Hopkins. And then this guy named Obama came on the picture, and I ran his campaign, was one of his campaign managers for 2 times. We all know where that led, right? I don't know what's going to happen after, but don't worry about that. I was an advisor to the White House on Entrepreneurship and Innovation after that. Co-founded a startup, education startup in the States in 2011. And now I'm working, which brought me to Southeast Asia to work with multinational clients and things. I do play basketball, so please don't ask me. I can dunk. I jump really high. Okay, I can dunk. Don't worry about it. Little known fact about me is I do love wood carving and baking. So enough about me. Let's get into design thinking. So can I get a volunteer quickly? Can someone volunteer? Who wants to volunteer for an activity? So before I get into this activity, one of the key mindsets for design thinking is openness. We got a volunteer way over here. Yeah, give him a hand. Give him a hand. Yes. Come on up. Thank you. Come on up. Come on up. What's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. So thank you, Aaron, for volunteering. One of the key mindsets for design thinking is openness. So this activity we're going to do is basically kind of helping us to be open. So you have some paper in front of you. And Aaron, you can come a little closer to here. I didn't get my paper, actually. Can I borrow? Yes. So Aaron, grab your sheet of paper, if you don't mind. Run back, yes, grab your sheet of paper and your marker. I need your A4. Can I borrow your A4? So this activity is called Rapid Artist. You need a marker, Aaron. Just grab a marker from your desk there. And hustle on over here. So this is, again, design thinking. One of the big parts of design thinking is openness. And in this activity we're going to do is called Rapid Artists. And this is something you can do with your team back in your startup. We're basically going to, well, before you get into activity, how many in the room believe that they are an artist? Raise your hand if you think you're an artist. Can you draw? Not many of us. So we're going to see if we can prove that wrong. All right, so the 3 rules to this.
I'm a bad artist.
Okay, Aaron says he's a bad artist. Okay. Well, we're gonna get into that right now. So basically, the 3 rules are we're gonna look at each other, we're gonna try to draw each other, and basically the 3 rules is we can't look at the page, we can't pick our pen up, and we have to look at each other in the eye the whole time. Okay? Can I get someone to time us? We're gonna do this in 20 seconds. So don't worry, you're all gonna get to do this too. Okay? So can we get a timer for 20 seconds on the clock? So yes. Can we get the music to come up here? All right, bring it up. Okay. Great. So when you get a timer. Okay, and I want to count 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you. Great. So now we got to write our autograph on here because this is going to be worth a lot of money. So write your autograph on there, Aaron. You can write your autograph. And we're going to ask me, pick one question that you'd like to ask me. I'm curious about what kind of makanan he likes. All right. His favorite makanan, yes. Yes, what question? You just pick a question that you'd like to ask me on there. You can just write it on there. Okay, great. So that's the activity. So now, can I get everyone to stand up? There's a lot of people in the room. But everyone stand up. Come on now. Okay, and then turn to the person to your left. And if you don't have someone to your left, turn to the person on your right. So just basically pick a partner. Okay? Not yet. Don't start talking yet. All right. So we're going to get the clock. Yeah, you can go back. Thank you, Aaron. Yes. Okay, so we're going to put at 20 seconds. So again, the three rules. Can I get everybody's attention? The three rules is you need to look at each other in the eye. Don't lift your pen up off the paper. And the last rule is it needs to be done, you need to look each other in the eye, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, draw. 4, 3, 2, and 1, stop. So now, great. All right, so just we're going to do a quick reflection on this. And again, coming back to design thinking, one of the key tenets is openness. I'd like to know how that was for someone. Can someone give me just raise their hand and share how that was in a couple sentences? Meaning, how was it to look at someone in the eye for 20 seconds? Awkward. What else? Say it loud. What? Not a who? Fall in love. This guy fell in love over here. Who else fell in love? Anyone else fall in love? Great. So good. You know, I wanted us to do that just to open up the idea of vulnerability and failure. How many felt that their drawing wasn't good enough? How many felt judged by what this person is going to think about it? Right? Great. But I heard so much laughter. I heard so much kind of rancor and things. So when you open yourself up, you can see how that kind of leads to greater possibilities. So again, coming back to design thinking, what is design thinking? Design thinking is basically a process for learning that integrates the needs of technology, business, and your users. And you can actually cross this out and put human right here. And there are many different types of human needs that you're worried about, not just your users, but your own needs as entrepreneurs. And in the middle of that is innovation, and that's what we're driving towards. And so again, that's a process for creating value, is integrating these kind of three needs. And the how of that, here at Human Inc., we like to call it, you basically kind of coming up, you're trying to understand those needs, you're then kind of generating ideas on those needs and then taking action on them, okay? And what I really want to challenge you all today is I know, okay, you come to these sessions and you're like, okay, what can I get and take back? I need to raise this amount of funding. I need to really, get this amount of users. And those things are important. But what's even more important is you as an entrepreneur is basically taking care of yourself. If your business is, you are your business, basically. And what we want to do today is basically, I want to share how at Human Inc., we work with a local startup here in Malaysia and basically connected this idea of, if you really build this idea of learning and culture into your startup, then that will lead to innovation. Okay? So we want to, if your startup is basically a vehicle for your own personal learning. It's not the the end goal is to have this number of users. It's actually, your startup is a way to really reach your own purpose in life. It's your own school, in a sense, okay? It's not to grow this number, or reach this number of revenue, but the actual passion and purpose that you have is the end goal, not the startup. So I really want to kind of give you a story of, quickly, a startup here in Malaysia that we were working with. Their problem was basically, it was an e-commerce platform, and they had just raised their first round of funding, and it was a year of funding, and they had these goals again. They had to reach this number of revenue. They had to reach these users, this number of users, and they were kind of, plain Jane, just like this Swiss Army knife, right? So they were reaching that end of their funding, and I met them at an event, and they were telling me, the mental part of it, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to meet these goals. I don't know what I'm going to get to do. And basically, I asked them a question. So what is the purpose of your startup? What's driving you? And they couldn't answer that. I was like, what do you want to learn? And they couldn't get to those points. And so they knew something needed to be different. They knew they needed to think different. They knew they needed to kind of work different. So we asked the question together, how can we work different? And what I offered them was building this learning culture into your startup using the design thinking process. This idea of kind of connecting with yourself and using that passion to kind of fuel the learning part of your startup. And with that, they were able to go from this kind of plain Jane idea to this kind of, they basically kind of blew up their own potential. They saw more potential in themselves based on, again, using their startup as a vehicle to reach their own personal goals. So that's a kind of a broad example of and that took 2 days. Today we only have like an hour, but I want to get the process going for you to kind of understand what you actually want to learn personally, and how can you use your startup as a way to kind of do that, okay? That sound good? No. Nuh-uh. Does that sound good? Yeah. Can everybody say yeah? Yeah. All right, so let's do it. Before we get into kind of this idea of learning and culture and innovation and how that relates to your startup, using the design thinking process, can anyone tell me the power of the hand? It's not this, child. It's not that. That's what I thought it was. But I've learned in my years here in Southeast Asia that you put your hand up and people stop. I tell you, people will stop. So I also want to use that here. So when I raise my hand, I want everyone else to raise their hand. And that means the attention comes back here, and we stop whatever we're doing and look here, just to manage time. Does that sound okay? Great. All right, so the first part of design thinking, again, is understand. And I really the best way to learn design thinking is not to me to give you a whole presentation on these 3 steps. It's for you to do it, okay? So understand, and we want to apply this to your own self first, okay? So what we want to do is create a personal learning map. And that's basically helping you to understand yourself and what you want to learn, and how can your startup help you learn it. And how we're going to do that, I'm going to turn the music on in a second, and I want you to, so before we even get the music going, I want everyone to close their eyes. Just get relaxed in your chair. And I want you to think about yourself in 3 years. Your startup might be there. It might not be. Maybe you're working on a different startup. That doesn't matter. I just want you to think about your life in 3 years. What people will you be around? What activities will be taking your time? Will the values you have now be different in 3 years? What does it feel like in 3 years? What does it smell like? What does the touch of 3 years feel? Think about the colors. Be very visual about this. And again, if your startup is there, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, so you have that. Everyone open their eyes. So we have that vision in our head of 3 years from now. I don't want you to hold that in your mind. And on the right side of your paper, we're going to actually draw it. Not yet, but that's what you're going to do. You're all artists now, so don't trip. Okay, I know you can draw it. And when I say draw, those are things like, for me, 3 years from now, I think I would love to have more time with my mother. I like to spend more time with eating her pound cake. So I might draw a pound cake. I want to see my little brother play basketball in college. So I might draw basketball. I want to see my company grow and reach people in different countries. So I might draw a globe and put him in ink. So those are the kind of pictures. I want that on the right side. And then on the left side, I want you to divide the paper. This is on your A3 sheet. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. On the A3 sheet, you basically can divide it in 4 quadrants going across. You can either write the lines or going from top to bottom in a horizontal fashion. So again, on the right side, you're going to draw this image that we just did this quick meditation on of your life in 3 years. And then the other 3 quadrants, I want to almost think about your startup as your vehicle to get you there in 3 years. Like if you could do your degree again, you know, your bachelor's, in year 1, you would be doing, you know, if I wanted to spend more time with my family, if I wanted to see my startup grow in this way, these are the things that I need to learn in year 1. Year 2, that's the next quadrant. Year 3, that's the quadrant after that. And then the quadrant 4 is what that looks like. So again, some of the questions you can think about are what are the different things you want to learn? What are the changes you would need to make in your current activities, attitudes, values, things like that? Maybe this might be uncomfortable just to think about. So we want to take 10 minutes to do that. Before we get started, any questions? Just raise your hand. I know it's a lot of people, but don't worry about it. Question in the back? Repeat the whole process again, he says. No. Yes. So this is an invitation, and don't worry about if you get this right or wrong. Again, we take a weekend to do something like this, and there's usually a bit more instruction. But I just wanted you to, basically the purpose of this is for you to come away with a visual of your life in 3 years. That's 1 quadrant. Everybody got that? Say yeah if you got that. Yeah. Great. The next 3 quadrants are the years or the semesters, if we want to make the analogy of a university. I know degrees are 3 years here. What are the things you need to learn in those 3 semesters leading up to that 3-year? Okay? And how can your startup help you learn that? What we're trying to do is reframe your startup as the vehicle for your learning. Not that right now it might be the whole end of your life or the whole kind of end point of your life. I just want to help you to look at your startup as a way to get you to what you want to actually do in your own life, to reach your own purpose. Okay? So let's stop talking here and just have a go at drawing. Sound good? All right. So let's hit the music, and I'll walk around if you have any other questions.
Driving down those city streets, waiting to get down. Somewhere in this town, clean. My lines are short, I'll fix you up, so won't you please?
Hey guys, you can do arrows, stick figures. It doesn't have to be perfect. Thank you I'm just so moved to see the amount of dedication and thought happening right now. I don't know if you can feel it. It's just, there's You guys want to be somewhere in 3 years, you know? So just a quick reflection on that. Can someone tell me how it felt to have this vision of you and your startup and your life in 3 years? How did it feel to think about that? Was it anxious? Was it pleasant? Refreshing? Anyone else felt refreshing? Excited? It got a thumbs up. Aaron says that. Right here? Anyone else? Refreshing, excited, thumbs up. Did anything feel uncomfortable? What needed to happen, you know, to get to that point in 3 years? And can someone tell me what did they need to learn? Or maybe can someone tell me what the picture is quickly in 3 years? Can I get a volunteer to help me to share what that was? Don't be shy. Okay, I'll come back to you. Right here. Give him a hand, yeah. Just say your name and just give us briefly what that vision was. Wow, he's got 2 sheets going over here.
Feeling like a dream, but have the motive to move forward to achieve it.
Thank you. And can you tell us what you needed to learn in year 1, 2, and 3?
Maybe gather the information for startup, then go all over the government places and also those bank posts if which is related to your business, and also get your bank for money. This is for my first 3 years.
Thank you. Give him a hand, guys. Thank you. We had one more. Anyone else? Come to me. Come to me. Come to me.
Stack of books because it's about continuous learning for me in my life.
Great. This is awesome. I love that idea. Give her a hand, guys, again. Yes. That was, oh, we got one more. Okay. Why not?
Hello. I did this kind of activity in 2010. And what I found out is that within 2016, I've already achieved more than 70% of what I did in the chart, in what I did.
Wow.
Because I did a dream chart whereby I want to go for my umrah, I want to go for my hajj, I want to have a very educated daughters, I want to have a very successful business, I want to have to go to London to do what we call London Eye.
London.
Yes. That I did it in 2016. I went for 6 countries in Europe, April.
Great.
And I did my Hajj and Haji in 2013. Okay. That one is really miracle that I can't imagine that I've gone through all this kind of experience where when I did the 2010, I don't think I can manage that within that few years.
Yes, thank you. You know, that's amazing. You actually did extra work there. You did this activity can also go backwards. You can think about your life 3 years. Thank you again for that. And but the point of this is to really have the vision, the visuals. Design thinking is very, it's a cognitive process of learning that's quite visual. So thank you for getting into that with me and being vulnerable. So that's the understand phase of design thinking. And that's just one of many different activities you can do to understand yourself, but also you can do this with your team and use it as a way to kind of strategically align around where you want to go. Okay, so that's the understand phase. Now the second part is ideas. So we got this vision. Now what are some ideas for us to get there, right? Well, how do we come up with, we want to, be in London in 3 years, or we want to have, work with this type of government in 3 years. What are some ways to do that? And sometimes you feel a little stuck, how do we get there? So design thinking, we try to go wide with our amount of ideas. And we have different tools to help you to kind of be divergent in your thinking. And I want to share another tool with you today, or an activity that you can do with yourself, with your team, to kind of come up with ideas. And it's called Yes, What I Love About That, okay? And super simple. And for this, I'm going to get, can I have another volunteer? Someone volunteer. Someone from this side of the room. Okay, come on up. Give them a hand, guys. Quickly, quickly. Yes, yes, yes. Come on up, come on up. That means you got to run. Come on.
Oh, all right.
There we go, there we go. Come on. What's your name, sir?
Norman,
Norman. Thank you, Norman. What are you doing here?
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Listening to your your talk.
Okay,
Learning a lot of things.
You know, I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that's
You know I do.
awesome.
Yeah,
like,
really.
I was really scared. Like nobody would come and stuff.
No, we all love you.
Oh,
don't
good.
worry.
Thanks, Norman. You're awesome. Nice. Okay, Norman. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna practice. Yes, what I love about that.
Sure.
Okay. So what we're gonna do? I want you to kind of, and briefly, it's all about, you know, almost on a Post-it note. If you had a Post-it note, say your life in 3 years and how it's related to your startup. Not yet. Just have it in your head right now. Okay. You're gonna say that. My life, I'll be in London. I'll be working with governments. And I'll get to spend more time with my family, and I'll get to eat my mom's pound cake. Yes. Okay. And then I'm gonna say yes. What I love about that is spending time in London with your mother is gonna be awesome because you're gonna get to, you know, see more of your family. Okay. And then you're gonna say yes. What I love about that is spending time.
Your family will, you know, let you grow as a person. You'll love the people close to you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Great. So you've done this before or something? You're just like
No, it's my
awesome
first
at
time.
this.
No.
Great. So
I'm born for this. You know.
yeah. So he just demoed that. You know. So maybe we can quickly do it. Okay.
Sure.
So go ahead. Tell us your vision or.
I want to be an inspiring leader or a mentor that whatever I say, whatever I do, I can advise those around me, regardless of age or experience, to pursue what they want to pursue.
Yes, and what I love about having being a mentor and helping people to inspire them to do what they want to do is that we have more change agents in the world.
More what, sorry?
Change agents in the world.
Change agents. Oh, change agents.
Change agents, baby.
Change agents. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, yes, and what I love about that is if we could create a culture where we could cultivate that, you know, cultivate the ability to show people that, yes, they are capable of doing these things. Yes, you're capable of design, like thinking in this way, you can reach for what you dream for. And with these recent changes, anyone can do anything and anyone can do whatever they want.
And yes, what I love about that is everyone doing what they really want. We basically have a more open world. And a more open world is a more peaceful world.
Yes, what I love about that is when you have a peaceful world, you have less, you know, negative emotions, less conflict, less war. People are more open-minded with each other. You'd be more willing to listen. You'd be more willing to learn. And as humans, we learn from every single person we meet. And I believe that is a very beautiful thing to pursue.
Woo! God, dog, give him that one. All right, good job. Can I vote for you? Okay, thank you, Norman. Okay, so appreciate it. Give him a hand, guys. Yes, that was awesome. So now, I want everyone to stand up, please. Quickly, quickly. Bole, that's a word, right? You can do this. So you're gonna turn to the person behind you. So everyone turn to the person, actually, just the first row, turn around. This row, turn around. This row turns around. This row turns around. This row turns around. Turns around. Nope, nope, nope. Turn around that way. And this row turns around. And this row turns around. Okay, you got the idea, right? Everyone's facing someone, yes? Oh, you guys turn back the other way. Figure it out. Make sure you're facing someone. Is everyone's facing someone good? All right, hands up, hands up. Great. Okay. So now this row is going to share their vision. Okay, and you're going to be listening. This row is going to share their vision, and you're going to be listening. This row sharing the vision, and you're listening. So that if you're facing this way, you're going to be sharing your vision. If you're facing towards the back, okay? And then the row facing towards the presentation is going to do the yes, what I love about that is. Got it? Say yeah if you got it. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you another, let's say, 5 minutes for this. Can we get the music? And start. Right here, can everyone turn around to the front of the room, please? Front of the room, front of the room. Make sure you get the business cards and all that stuff. We can talk more later. All right. Okay, now we want to keep the energy going. Can I get everyone's attention? Front, 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 front. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're not going to reflect on this. We're going to reflect in a minute. We're going to move to action. So you got all these ideas, right? Anyone have any new ideas? Raise your hand. Yeah. I don't see, no one got any new ideas over here? New ideas on how to take action on your vision in 3 years? Kind of? Okay, good, great. So now we're going to take action on those new ideas. And we're going to do this other activity it's called Help Is Just Around the Corner. And what I want you to do with this, now you can turn back around to your pairs again. You turn back around the same way you were facing. Okay? And now the people to your right, you're going to form a group of 4. So that's 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, the people to your immediate 4. Okay, you got it? Group of 4. So turn towards each other. You were talking in 2, now you're talking in 4. No talking yet. You got it? All right. So now, the instructions for this is basically pick one idea, the best idea that you had to get to that vision you had in 3 years for yourself and your startup. And one person goes around, so start with one person. That person shares that idea and then says, this is what I need. I need help with access to partnerships. I need help with a distributor in the UK. Just say it. And you will be amazed by how many people have connections who are just sitting right next to you. Or maybe you just need a high five. Can I get a high five? That's okay to ask for too. Or you need to know where the best place to get some makanan is for nasi lemak. I need to know that. Someone tell me after this. All right? So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to take another 5 minutes for that. So don't worry if you don't get to share your best idea, because I want you to do this for the whole conference. Okay? So you can come back to this person or after this if you don't get to share. So basically just start with one person, share what your vision, your idea, what you need, and see if the group can support. And then when the energy's done, you can kind of move to the next person. Sound good? All right, let's get the music.
Joe's Cafe. One day while I was eating beans at Smokey Joe's Cafe, just sitting digging all the sweets, started shaking.
Don't be afraid to ask for what you need.
Next to me.
People should be offering ideas, resources, experiences. How can you help your fellow colleagues take action? Everyone turn to the front. We only have a few more minutes here. You can talk after. Everyone turn to the front. Can we get the groups in the back to turn to the front, please? Hands up. Hands up, everyone. Great, great. Thank you. Okay, so everyone have a seat. Have a seat. That was very kinetic. I felt the energy there. So quick reflection. Again, I can see that there's a lot of ideas, plus a lot of people who want to help. Can I get someone to share with me their idea that they had to get to the future, and if they got any support? Or maybe raise your hand if you got some new support that you didn't have before. We got 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands. Anyone else got some support that they didn't have before? Okay, great. Can someone share with me the connection that they made today? Anyone want to share a connection they made? One more here? Okay. What support did you receive? What was your idea and what support?
Because just now I said about I want to know about get the first year I need to gather my information for startup, and the next is how to get help in bank and so on. And between four of us, she is my schoolmate, and one is from the financial advisory and one is banker.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I think this is like something like 缘分 in Chinese for relationship.
Wow. What's the new word? I need to learn these things.
Huh? 缘分.
缘分. All right, all right. I got to learn. Okay, so anyone else want to share any connections or the ideas that they made? Anyone else? Okay, going once, twice. Oh, sold to the man in yellow in the back. Okay, great. Thanks for the microphone. Tell us the idea and the connection you made.
Okay. Hi, my name is Aidil. The good thing about having a seat at the back is you get to meet a lot with the MaGIC dudes. So the connection I made is with one person in particular, which is Yusuf. So he has suggested that I get into mentorship. So he'll connect me with mentors.
Great. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Yusuf. Okay, so that's awesome. Moving to the next piece of our time together, it's time to check out, unfortunately. Everyone say, oh, I've had an incredible time with you, and I'm hoping that this was not my session. Maybe you thought I was just going to talk to you the whole time, but I kind of tricked you, and you guys got to talk to each other, right? So another thing, what was the best thing you learned today? And you can just say it out loud. You don't have to, or the best experience of the day for you. Sharing. Just say it out loud. Say it. Overcome awkwardness. I like awkwardness though sometimes, but that's great. Overcome awkwardness. What else? What else was the best thing you learned? Visualizing, which is a key part of design thinking. Everything you just mentioned is a key mindsets and activities. Anything else? Ask and you shall receive. What else do we got? Being vulnerable. Wow. In the back here. Initiating conversation. High fives. Give me that right there, baby. All right. What else? What else? In the corner over here. Telling stories. Connecting. Silence. What else?
缘分.
缘分.
I learned I cannot draw.
Okay, don't worry about that one. Networking.
Sharing.
Okay, that's awesome. So in design thinking, I would actually have written all these down on a board, and we would have captured them somehow. So I really appreciate you sharing all that today. Can we get a big hand for everybody for all that? Come on, yes, come on. Can we get it? Feels so good. It feels amazing. So again, we went through the understand, the action, the understand, the ideas in action. You got 3 different activities that you could do with yourself or your team. And these are just ways to build in this idea of a culture of learning in your startup. And hopefully you can see how you can use your startup to not just be the way to raise money or get users, but as a way to actually learn what you want to learn and achieve your own purpose in life. You gotta switch it around. Because to be honest, that's not something people can take away from you. They can't take away that idea of, this is where I want to go. And sure, learning does cost money, but there are so many ways that you can use the people around you to learn, to ask for help, and be vulnerable. I don't know what happened to the slides, but did I press something? Anyway, that's the last slide. And can I get some help quickly to make that bigger? And I just want to close by saying, if you need support on, what we just did here at a deeper level, we at Human Inc. run open courses for startups in the next few months. We're going to be running a design thinking session for startups. And you can definitely just take my email down and just give me a shout. Okay? But thank you for your time. We're done here. I'll be around if you have any questions.